Okay, we're looking at the Nesivos Shalom. We're going through the Nesivos Daas, Pirkei Mavo. It's the introduction to the Nesivos Shalom and Avodas Hashem. And we're looking at the second parak over here in Parak Sheni, which is titled Be'orcha Nira Or. It's in your light that we'll see light. We're talking about the concept of Daas, what it means to live with a spiritual consciousness, with God consciousness, and how that affects one's daily life. Isa b'chazal, it says in Dvarim Rabbah, Shebikesh Moshe Rabbeinu kodem tiraso milifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that Moshe Rabbeinu asked from Hashem before he died. He said the following, Ribono shel olam, Master of the universe, Davar echad ani mevakesh mimcha, I ask one thing from you. Sheyivaku kol hasha'arim shebashamayim v'tehomos v'yur'u she'ein zulosecha. I ask that you split open the gates of the heavens and at the depths of the earth and allow me to see that nothing else exists besides you. That's the medrash. Beheir ala adam or hadas ha'amiti, when a person is enlightened, when the light of das shines down on a person, within a person, when the light is turned on and you see a different reality. Niftachim einav, your eyes are opened. Bebechinas ata hareis das ki Hashem hu Elokim einod milvado. Like it says in the pasuk, you were shown to know that Hashem is the source of all the powers in this world, right? Hashem hu Elokim, Hashem is Havaya, it's Yud Kei Vav Kei, it's the unified, oneness, loving concept of being, the essence of all things. Hu ha-Elokim, right? Ha-Elokim is Gematria Teva, nature, right? The power of all things in this world is, there's no divorce, there's no separation. It's one with the source, which is Hashem. Ein od milvado, there's nothing outside of God. Hu roa es kvod Hashem, hamemale kol almin, toch kol almin, v'sovav kol almin. A person who the light of Das is shining within sees the glory of God that fills the entire universe and all aspects of the universe and surrounds everything in the universe, meaning one sees it everywhere, right? Inside of all things and surrounding all things. You see that the hashgacha of what's taking place in your life is godly. You see that the people that you're meeting are godly people. You see the beauty and the love and the creativity in a flower and a bird and the ingenuity of a human being and how that's an expression of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. You see how God fills everything in reality. Ve'ein od zulaso yisbarach. There's nothing that exists outside of Hashem. Ubechol habriya kula, and in the entire creation, Yargish ki hu yisbarach hadur na'eziv ha'olam. You experience that God is the beauty and the light shining in the world. V'nafsho tchila ba'avasoy yisbarach, and his soul is lovesick for God. So that's one aspect through which a person who's living in the light of Das sees, because in the light of Das, in the light of God consciousness, you actually see God and you see love everywhere that you look, in everyone that you meet, in everything that you do, and in everything that happens. It's a totally different level of living. Alternatively, az yihiyu etzlo kol inyane olam hazeh al ha'anaosav chukosav v'tavosav ayin ve'efes. Another way that this expresses itself in one's experience when they're there in this place is that all matters of physicality, everything about this world, its pleasures, the desires for things in this world, and all of your taivas become nothing. They melt away, they disappear. Va'kol hevel, you recognize the vanity of the physical reality as having meaning in and to itself. Ki ein adam yochol liyo shakua behem rak be'es yechshachu kochve nafshay. Because a person's only able to be immersed in physicality and totally caught up with the job you have, the car you drive, the person you marry, your social status, your social network, your likes and your memes and all this. You can only be so deeply engrossed in all that when the light of your soul is darkened. Keshehu mebulbal, it's when you're confused. It's when you don't have clarity on what life is about. Behe'eder hadas, when you are lacking das. Umabato mitzumtzam, when your vision is constrained mitoch cheshkas daito, from having a darkened consciousness by not seeing clearly. Kamamar maran bal beis avram zchusa yogan aleinu, like it says in the Beis Avram, b'meisili nahora v'tachvili lechon behata. That's a quote from the Piyut of the Akdamos. Be'es she'or lo la Yehudi ma'usim be'ein of kol tanugi olam. At the moment when the light is shining in you, all of the physical pleasures become disgusting by you. They're not something that you want or need. Ve'enam tofsim etzlo kol makom. They don't take up space in your mind. They don't take up space in your heart. They don't take up space by you. You're not pulled after them. Your inner magnet is being drawn after what it truly wants behind all physical experiences, which is a godly experience. But we counterfeit that pleasure by running after physical experiences. So we run after, on the very basic level, food and other physical pleasures of the body. We run after kavod and honor and wanting people to make us feel good emotionally. We run after ideas. We run after everything because we're trying to find that spiritual connection, that spiritual pleasure, which is something that exists on some level in the physical realm, but one has to transcend and connect to a deeper place to really get there. Within the space, in the consciousness of Das, right? So one is not drawn anymore after the physical world. V'alsha kazu shel ha'aretz hadas kasav maran mekor brin zuchos yogan aleinu, right? It's referencing this exact experience of the enlightening of one's consciousness that the Kabrinner said, "Shekol hon ha'olam eno shava l'sha'a achas she'ish Yehudi omed b'yushav hadas." He said, this is like we said before in a previous year, that all the wealth in the world is not worth one moment of yishuv hadas. Because if you have this yishuv hadas, if you're living and life is so clear and it's so beautiful and it's so awesome and it's just love everywhere, and you recognize that nothing exists outside of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, so nothing in the world can equal one moment of that. Be'ez sheYehudi zocha laha'aretz hadas ba'or elokus ne'elamim himenu kol kochos hasitra acha v'yitzrim ha'afelim. The moment that a person is zoche, they merit to have this enlightened mind, the light of godliness shines within them. So in that moment, all of the dark forces and dark energy of the world is taken away. It's totally disappeared by him. And the Yetzer Hara subsides. When you're in that space, there is no Yetzer Hara. It's going above the world of Bechira. Right? Bechira is when we're down here and we're in the muck and we don't see clearly, and therefore we have to choose between good and bad. You have the taiva and you're choosing not to have the taiva. You want to sleep in, you choose not to sleep in. You want to get angry and yell at somebody, you choose not to get angry and yell at somebody. What he's talking about is there's a different space called Das, Ha'aretz hadas, that when you're in that enlightened space, you don't even have the desire to yell at the person. You only see the love within them, and you accept the fact that if they're getting upset at you, it's because they've gone through something, and you can see past the outer layer of what's taking place to see the truth on the inside. It's the same way that when you would wake up in the morning, there's no part of you that wants to stay in bed because you experience your life as, I'm part of this creation, I'm part of the Creator, I'm pulled to go up and do. V'al derech shekasuv, it's like it says in Tehillim, Tashes choshech v'hi laila bo tirmos kol chayso ya'ar tizrach hashemesh ye'asefun. A pasuk in Tehillim says that when darkness settles and it's night, that's when all the forest animals, the dangerous animals, come out to roam. And what that means is that it's when we're in a dark space, that's when all the dark thoughts and feelings come out within us. But when the sun shines, they all disappear, which is, of course, going to be a reference to when you have Das, all the negativity and those negative thoughts get pulled away as well. Kol kochos hara, all negative forces, bechinas chayso ya'ar, they are the animals of the forest. Ein shlitasam ela be'es tashes choshech. They only have power when you're in darkness. It's only when you're in darkness that all the dark forces inside of you, the thoughts, the feelings, and negative habits have control over you. But once the sun shines, when you get this level of das, kulam they all go back away. They are gathered up, and you don't have to deal with them anymore. Kol ikar his gabrus hara etzela adam hi be'es cheshchus. All of the power of the force of evil, of negativity, of disconnection that's within a person happens in that darkness. V'tzimtzum adas v'katnas amochin, when the mind is small and the perspective is weak. Kishahu hole chashachim ve'ein nogalo, when you walk in the darkness and you don't see light. Umashu lasuma hachashav kames. It's at that point that a person's like a blind person who's considered dead. Va'azhu b'yada yetzahara kechomer b'yada yotzer. It's when we're in the darkness that we are in the hands of the yetzahara. We're in the hands of our ego. We're in the hands of our taiva, in the hands of our gaiva, in the hands of all the negativity, like the clay is in the hand of the artisan. Aval kashiyesh lo behiras hadas, but when we have clarity, meir lo ka'or yom cheshchas laila. It shines for him like the light of the day. All the darkness of the night goes away. Umiskayim bo k'maymaram chazal kevan sheheyir hayom nitzol mekulam. It's at that point that a person is living the experience of what Chazal meant when they said, the moment that the sun breaks, that the day breaks and the light starts to shine, you're saved from everything.